Good morning. My name is Reverend Ron Card, and on behalf of not only myself, but also the Centers for Spiritual Living Carlsbad, I would like to welcome each and every one of you here this morning. On this beautiful morning. There's no rain, the sun is out, it's partly cloudy, but more than that, it's a brand new baby day. And this is Sunday morning. And this is our Sunday morning message. Now, our monthly theme for this month is New Year, New Vision. Really appropriate for starting a brand new year. And the title of my talk this morning is What It Does. Now, every year during the month of January, Science of Mind centers all around the world, what they do is they talk about the first 4 chapters of the Science of Mind textbook. Now, the first 4 chapters that they talk about are the foundational principles of our teaching of Science of Mind. And the first 4 chapters are the thing itself, the way it works, what it does, and how to use it. Now on Sunday, January 10th, Reverend Dr. Amendraw, what she did is she started things off with chapter 1, the thing itself. And this thing itself that she is talking about is God. You know, some call it spirit, some call it essence or energy, and some call it even light. And she goes on further to say that this powerful, creative spirit is within us. It's within each one of us. Then on Sunday, January 17th, Reverend Kay talked about the 2nd chapter of the Science of Mind textbook, the way it works. Now what Reverend Kate says is spirit or essence or energy or light or what you choose to call it, is God. That it is within each one of us. And it works through us. It works through each one of us according to our beliefs. So, really, what does that actually mean? How does that actually work? Well, we begin with a thought, or we begin with an idea. Everything that is created or everything that manifests in our world comes from thought. Think about that. You know, like this table that I'm using that I've got my computer on. You know, at one time somebody was actually holding that and talking. And they thought, well, you know what? I could use something I could put, like maybe something I'll put my computer on, so this way here it'd be easier for me to talk, easier for me to see my notes. And so a table was created. Another one is for a vehicle, for instance, a car. You know, you could take a bus to work or you could walk to work, but it limited you. And for people who wanted to travel long distances, well, the idea came. It came from a thought to create a vehicle that could take you long distances. So this is what I mean when I say that everything that is created or manifested in our world comes from a thought or comes from an idea. And that is why I say, and you hear it a lot, thoughts are things. Have you ever noticed that we are constantly thinking? I'm sitting here constantly thinking as I'm talking. But we are constantly thinking all the time. We are constantly thinking quietly in our minds where people can't hear us, or by the words that we speak, but we are constantly thinking thoughts. It is our nature to think. And another question is, where do you think all those thoughts are coming from? Have you ever just maybe sat back, maybe even closed your eyes, and just allowed those thoughts just to come up and kind of imagine, where am I getting these thoughts from? You know, it's almost like there is a thinker within us. Somebody putting those thoughts in us. But as those thoughts move through us, we have to make decisions or make a choice on what thoughts we are going to listen to. That is why we must be very careful of the thoughts that we choose to entertain. You know, as these thoughts move through us, they manifest themselves outside of us. Like I mentioned just a few minutes ago, everything around us, everything that's in our lives, everything you see was manifested through thought. And they manifest themselves according to what we believe about the thoughts that we think. And that's really important, because if we think and we believe that we are not enough, then in our experiences, we are not going to be enough. If we believe that we live in lack and limitation, well, that is the reality that we do live in. And no matter how hard we try, until we disbelieve that, this is where we are going to be. However, if we believe that we are successful, then success follows around in all of our affairs. And if we believe that we are prosperous and abundant, then prosperity and abundance is our reality. It flows to us effortlessly and easily. So, this kind of leads me to what I want to talk about this morning. I want to talk about what it does. This is the third chapter in the Science of Mind textbook. You know, in the creation story, it explains really what it does. You know, whether you are looking at the Bible or whether you're looking at a Science of Mind textbook, under the chapter, The Nature of Being in the Science of Mind textbook, it says, you know, in the beginning, God, essence, energy, intelligence, light. This was all there was. There was absolutely nothing else. It was void. And then it goes on to say, the Word of God, spoken within itself, set the law, which is also within itself, in motion. And the result was creation. You know, you think about this, the Word of God. The Word is the mold. And when acting through law is our belief. It's the, you know, as Jesus had said, it is done unto us as you believe. And so this is the law we live by. And what it does, it produces form. As there are many words, there are many different forms, each distinct and each an individualized idea of God. You know, in the beginning, look at how many things were created by God. We had the stars, we had the planets, we had the universe, we had each one of us, we had plants, animals. This is what the thing itself does. It creates. It continually creates through us. On page 50, the Science of Mind textbook, again, it says, when we think, something happens to thought. The field through which thought operates is infinite. There is no reason to doubt it. No matter how it is approached, to thought there can be no limit. So we will say that the nature of being to act in this way. It is just our nature. Here and now, we are surrounded by, immersed in, an infinite good. And the question becomes, how much of this infinite good is ours? Believe it or not, it is all of it. But how much of it may we use? As much of it as we can embody. Think about that. How much we can embody. In other words, how much we can believe. If you only have a little belief, then you're only going to get a little result. You know, to give you a better idea what it does, I want to tell you about my demonstration on how powerful Spirit is working through not only me, but through Linda. Spirit works through each one of us in this very same way. You know, every year around the holidays, the Christmas holidays, you know, we love to have Christmas dinner with our family. You know, it's a time to celebrate, to catch up. Some people you may not even have seen, you know, in 6 or 7 months. You know, it's just a time to really get together and resonate with each other, break bread with each other. And we really look forward to this every year. And when we gather, you know, some people they'll sit in at the dining room table. Others might grab a chair and we'll have tray tables for them to go ahead and put their drinks and food on. And some of them sit in the dining room furniture, but we're kind of like all scattered around because, you know, the dining room table is a little bit smaller, so only so many people can fit around it. And back a couple years ago, about a day or two after Christmas dinner, Linda and I, we began talking about, you know, how, you know, we need a larger dining room table. So this way here, the whole family can sit around the table. We can see people. We can converse with everyone. We can see them smiling and laughing and eating and doing the things you do when you have a dinner of that type. And so what we did is we began talking about it. But like I said, everything begins with a thought. And that's what the thought was. It begins with a thought, an idea. And then we took it one step further. Over the next couple of weeks, we kept talking about it. We kept talking about, you know, how it's going to be so nice to have everybody together, how we're looking forward to it. We want it to happen. You know, we want next Christmas to be different. We want everybody to be together. And then what we began to do is began to vision it. A large enough table in our dining room with everybody sitting around it. So when we talked about it, we would also look at our dining room, and even though we had the smaller table, we would envision a larger table where everybody was around it. Now, I am the one who is always saying, with prayers, all things are possible, because I believe in prayers. I believe prayer aligns us up with truth. And so, what we did is we began with prayer. What we did is we sat down together and we made a list of all the things we wanted in creating the table for us, because I think it's important to add this into your prayer. Like I said before, it aligns you up with that truth. Of course, one of the things we wanted to be affordable. We were doing a lot of remodeling here, and so a lot of our money that we were getting was going into the remodeling. So we really didn't want to have a large bill, or we didn't want to have to pay out every month a large amount. We also wanted it large enough to where we could seat the whole family together. You know, we're really excited about it. It'd be well constructed. We didn't want to buy something and find out a year later, you know, the legs coming off, or we find chips in the table, things like that. So we really wanted it very well constructed. And the other thing we wanted to was to blend with the furniture that we had here. This was really important because we have so many different colors in here, and you know how it is to get a piece of furniture and it really doesn't go, it kind of stands out on its own. Well, I think a dining room table is pretty important, so I think you'd want it to go with all the other furniture, or at least blend in. So, and over the next couple of weeks, we not only did continue to talk about it, to do prayer with it, but we also started looking on the internet. We started doing what we could to move us towards what it is we wanted. So we started looking on the internet, and we saw many different colors. We saw many different styles of dining room tables. Which ones could work for us, which ones not a chance. Oh, I don't like this color. I don't want this round one. I mean, we just looked at all different types of tables. And when we had the opportunity, what we did is we went and we visited furniture stores. This way we could kind of see it in person. You know, sometimes that means more to you than kind of seeing a picture of it. And we also told everyone we were looking for a dining room table. I think it's important to open up all your avenues when you're trying to attract something in your life. Now, Linda, she loves to jazzercise. And when she went to class, she told all the little jazzercisers to keep their eyes open because we were looking for a dining room table. And one night when Linda and we were sitting there eating dinner, she got a call from one of her jazzercise buddies. And what she went on to tell us was that she had a large dining room table. It was in storage, that she had moved in with her boyfriend the year before. And they went ahead and they took a lot of their furniture and they put it into storage. And now, after being in storage a year and paying on the storage, they wanted to get rid of that bill. They wanted to let everything go that was in storage. And so she told Linda and I that if we would meet her at where they had the storage, that we could take a look at the dining room table, and if it's something we wanted, that she would sell it to us at an unbelievable price. And so we went over. We were kind of skeptical. We went over and we took a look. They took the blankets off. And boy, we were just shocked at the table. I mean, it was exactly what we were looking for. It was in excellent condition. She had covered it and protected it while she had it in storage. It was large enough for the whole family. We could just picture everybody sitting around it. And it was solid wood construction. Exactly what we wanted. Something that was durable. And we ended up, and this is the best part, we ended up buying the table for $150. It was very affordable to us. It works. Spirit does work. Spirit does work through us. So really think about this. It began with a thought. It began with an idea. And we took it one step further. We began to vision. We began to see it. And that's important. Because now you're on your way to claiming it. We talked about it. We took steps towards seeing different types of tables. We did affirmative prayer, which I think was really important. And we formed the belief that there was a table out there that was big enough for us, that was durable, that was affordable, and it was ours, that we already had it. We had it in mind. This is the way that things show up in life. If you are getting things that you don't like, or you're getting things that maybe you're not happy with, look at what you're thinking. Take a look at what you believe about yourself or about the thing you're trying to attract. Listen to the things you talk about. If you want something, are you affirming that through speaking the truth for you, or are you pushing that away from yourself? Listen to the things you quietly and softly say to yourself. This will give you an idea of what will show up in your life, and it can be no other way. We create our experiences and our conditions in life the very same way that Spirit or God created day and night, the planets, the universe, the stars. We just do it on a much smaller level. But we do control our life. We are the captains of our ships. Knowing that God or Spirit, intelligence, essence, or light, is within each one of us, as us, affirms that Spirit is continually creating through each one of us. Each one of us. Each one of us was born in the image and the likeness of God. Claim that. Know that truth. And so, this is what it does. I want to thank you for joining me this morning. And even those who might tune in a little later or maybe a little later on this week. And also, please join me on Wednesday evening. I started up a new group on Wednesday Wednesday evening. It's called Wednesday Wisdom. It begins at 7 p.m. And this next Wednesday, I'm going to be talking about the Yellow Brick Road. And so if you're a little curious on what I'm going to be talking about, please tune in. I'll see you at 7. I will see you then. Thank you.